I'm Dennis Pratt, and we're gonna do our little rendition of Zero the Hero.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and I have stage fright. No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Okay.
Why do you sound like Elmo?
Okay, I'm ready now. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Hero.
0. No.
Oh. Okay, try it again.
Do you have what's that thing where you mix up words and letters? What is that disease?
It's called old age.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, okay.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Zero the hero, the best dog in the West. Zero the hero, right?
True to the test.
Zero the hero,
better than the rest.
Zero the hero, tried and true. Zero the hero, a friend to me and you. Take care. We love you. Bye. How do I look?
You look great.
Hold on, let me.
You look like
fix my hat.
like Dennis Jr. Dude.
Dennis Jr.
Okay, so we're talking about vertical flexion. Vertical flexion is when the horse releases to the bit pressure and flexes at the pole. The pole is described as the area behind the horse's ears. This is a movement that allows the rider to engage the horse in what we describe as zone 1. Zone 1 is the head and neck. And so, Jessica, you need to learn how to pick your hand up. Sit back and bring your hand back up again. Tuck your elbow in and bring your hand straight back towards your chin. There, see that? Okay.
Are my reins uneven?
Well, there's a little bit of adjustment. Every horse is different, and different neck, and different mouth, and different head. Okay, release. Slowly, good. And every rider's different. So what I'm encouraging you to do is develop that feel. How do I engage my horse's mouth, which then allows me to control zone 1. Zone 1 will allow you to control zone 2, which is the shoulders. Zone 3 is the barrel of the horse. And zone 4 is the hindquarters. But you have to do that in serial. So in order to get zone 4, you have to get zone 3. If you have to get zone 3, you have to get zone 2. And to get zone 2, you have to get zone 1. So it always starts with 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there are the right side and the left side of the horse. Bless you.
Thank you.
So that you have 8 subzones that the rider can influence to get the desired results from the horse's performance. And this is just the beginning of teaching you this. Okay, so go ahead and pick him up again. Try to close your eyes and feel. Feel that release? Good, and don't pull anymore, because that, once he releases, go and soften your hand. There, once he releases, you're just kicking it, flies. Then you want to soften so that he knows that when you pick your hand up, that's what he's supposed to do. So see how his head's level? Okay. His neck's level, and now his head's pointing out a little bit naturally. It's what we call a working frame. Then pick him back up again. Close your hand. You're a little low. You're low. There. Feel it? That's the breakover point. Okay, now release.
So it's like you're going to your chin.
Yeah.
So it's like right in between this.
Well, it depends on the horse, because every horse's neck is different. And their breakover point is different. Okay. You got it? Okay. So vertical flexion begins with this movement right here. So you can see steady his head engage. Okay, at this point, I can engage zone 2. Zone 2 is the shoulder. So people wonder how I can get the horse to move over. first I have to have zone 1, which would then allow me to have zone 2. I'll do this slowly so you can see it. Zone 2 then allows me to control zone 3, or I can then control zone 4. I can do a turn on the forehand, moving to hindquarters. All of these things we're going to begin working on as we get a little further along in this exercise with Jess.
Well, like, what does flexion mean?
Well, flexion means to bend,
Okay.
to flex. Something flexes, like let's say you have a nylon.
Like how he's bending his neck?
Well, that's, yeah, just like you, bending your knee. Flex your knee. Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Very good. So we're going to talk about vertical flexion, and we'll talk about horizontal flexion, and we'll talk about lateral flexion. Okay? But when you were asking me about collection, it all starts with vertical flexion. And here's a really simple way to think of collection. More go than woe. If you have too much woe, what's going to happen?
They're just going to stop and veer.
No, they're going to they'll go backwards.
Yeah.
So if you're vertically flexed, like this, go ahead and flex your horse. Your hands too low. Your hands too low.
Low? I was going so high.
No, your hand. Look at how he's responding. Shorten your rein. Try it again. You're letting go. You're not. Don't release to him.
And I'm just starting over.
Your rein's too long. Shorten your rein. Shorten your rein. All you're doing is showing him how not to bend. Kick him forward. Kick him forward. Like this. If he's saying no, there. You understand? Okay. Now, keep pulling and go like this with your legs. That's okay. Keep pulling. That's more woe than go. So he goes backwards. Now, set him, bring him forward. Bring him to me. Look at me. Why are you looking? Look at me. Just bump his legs. Bump your legs. Come here. Don't keep pulling.
I'm trying, man.
Soften your hand a little bit.
I thought you wanted him to be collected.
Soften your hand a little bit. Now you have more go than woe in a collected frame.
Yeah.
All right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You had the parking brake on. So you had to release the parking brake, soften your hand a little bit, cluck to them. And the thing I'm trying to teach you is kicking harder doesn't make the horse go. The horse knows how to respond to a nuance. Okay? So instead of thinking you have to kick him harder...
No, that's why I tried doing that.
Yeah, that was better. But again, it's not about kicking harder. It's just about conveying to him what it is you want.
These lessons are just as important as our lessons where, like, I'm trotting and, like, focusing on the leads and, like, loping and stuff, because, like, these more, like, stationary lessons really focus on the mechanics of the riding, and then that all comes together when, like, I am, like, riding and, like, trotting and loping. And so it's important for me to, like, understand these aspects too, because they all play important roles in, like, riding properly. And yeah.
Well, mechanics are, that we're working on, are really biomechanics between the rider and the horse. You know, we've talked in past videos, episodes about how does the rider connect, how does the rider communicate. is there clarity of intent?
Yeah.
Is the rider being a good pilot? All of these have to do with how your rein management, and how you convey directional and speed control to your horse.
Yeah.
How do you use your legs and the nuance of that? And we'll get into 3 positions on the horse's barrel. But yeah, absolutely. You got to learn it standing, and then you learn it walking, and then you learn it trotting. And that's really what you kind of got. We got a little ahead of ourselves, a couple days ago, and you kind of felt that struggle. But in order to, through chaos comes order.
Yeah, it's like if I didn't have that struggle, I wouldn't know what that felt like, and I wouldn't know how to deal with it. Like, I wouldn't have the proper tools. And so even if we did get ahead of ourselves, I learned something from it. So it's and now we can see that and then come here, and then I can connect the dots with what the mechanics in that situation need to be.
Yeah. So how do you control, right? How do you control and influence the horse? And that's a really good observation, and we're going to explore that a lot more deeply as we get into combining your rein management, your lower leg control.
Yeah, the zones.
The zone training. Walk them over it. What are you yelling with the horn for? Let go of the horn. Let go of the horn. Hands forward. Got a little obstacle course here.
Like off-roading.
We're going off-road. Actually, we brought some field dirt in. That we're going to spread out here in the front pasture. I'm trying to elevate this low area for the rainy season. Come on, Jess. Burning daylight. Try not. There you go. Look up. Come here. Look at me. Look where you want to go. Hey. Hey, look at me. Look over here. The old head trap. I got to look at his head. You look at his head long enough, his ears are going to fall off, and we won't be able to keep a bridle on him. Trotting's a 2-beat gait. That means the right front and the left rear are hitting the ground at the same time. So 1, 2. The left front and then the right rear are hitting the ground. It's a 2-beat gait. And what I'm teaching you is to rise on the outside diagonal. And all the diagonal refers to is simply that line that connects the right front to the left rear, or the left front to the right rear. Posting originated in Europe when they were delivering the post. So the commoners who were delivering the post in the mid-centuries learned that the trot was the most efficient gait, the most economical gait for the horse to maintain over long distances. It's an aerobic gait, so they can travel 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 miles an hour over a long period of time. And what they realized was that if they alternated their rise with the stride cycle, that it would allow the horse to trot longer. And then what they realized was that, well, if I just trot to the left shoulder rising, the horse would get tired. So they would switch and they would trot to the right shoulder. Keep in mind, these were the couriers of kind of the mid-century medieval period, 14, 15, 16, 1700s. And that's where, to deliver the post, and that's where the term posting comes from. We also call it the rising trot. Just gonna trot a little circle around. Here you go, Jess. So I'm sitting trot. This is just a little western jog, right? So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now I'm going to rise. So I can trot a little faster. So I'm on the right diagonal. Okay, so then I'm going to stand. This is what the cowboys call, go long trot your horse. Okay, so it's an extended trot in working frame. And we are all taught to stand up in the stirrup and just kind of be up here, and then you go trot your horse out because that's how you cover the most ground in the least amount of time. And you're covering large circles out in the pasture. When you get tired, you just kind of lean on your horn a little bit. So that was circle left. Again, we talk about circle left as being the left hand would be to the inside of the circle. Now we're going to go circle right. Seated trot. And rising trot. Again, I'm rising to the left shoulder and the left outside diagonal. And then if I want to go long trot my horse, I'm just going to long trot him out, stand up and screw. And there you have it, okay? So those are the 3 ways that we ride the trot. Seated trot, rising trot. And the reason why on the rising trot, what we call posting, we rise on the outside diagonal, is to unweight the inside line of the horse, because the steering box of the horse are the shoulders. So if we unweight the inside leg, it allows that horse to make that step, which then allows us to circle our turn. That's why when we're coming up on the outside shoulder, we're unweighting, which then allows the horse to move in the direction more easily that we'd like them to. Tell me what a walk is. How many beats to walk?
4.
How many beats to a trot?
2.
How many beats to a lope?
3.
How many beats to a gallop?
4.
Fast forward.
Fast 4.
Yeah.
Fast
Okay.
and furious 4.
So where did the word lope come from?
Oh, I know. You told me this. Jay, stop initiating problems. Lope is half of the term of gallop. It is a slow, I feel like I'm you right now. It is a slow gallop. So it's the last part of the word gallop.
Yeah.
L-O-P-E.
I've been telling Jessica that since she's spending so much time outside with me, she has to protect her eyes. And one of the things that I learned early on, and my mom was really good at sharing this with me, was that I needed to protect my eyes with always wear good sunglasses. All right, give me your understanding of what we're doing with this horse.
Well, basically, with these golden winged shoes, we're able to center the frog, and that shows that we can center the hoof.
Okay.
So these shoes show you exactly where to put it, and then everything comes off that doesn't belong there.
So what's different about these shoes versus our traditional shoe?
Well, these shoes will give with the hoof. Traditional steel shoes, they're rigid, so they're not going to give. And a horse that has some things going on,
Okay.
the steel shoes doesn't let them compensate for the way that they need to go.
Uh-huh.
But once you're able to line this shoe with the frog, then that allows everything to be lined up in the center of that leg. And if that hoof needs to flex, then it has the ability to.
So what's the material that these new shoes are made out of?
It's
They're kind of like plastic, right?
plastic, polyurethane, just all of those together. They're very durable, but they have quite a bit of flex to them.
Tell me a little bit about the horse that you first tried these on and why we think this will work to help him.
Oh, that was Jake. Jake's my horse, and Jake has kind of a same kind of thing going on with the front of his leg, because it's the right front as well.
Okay.
So Jake's leg is offset probably another ½ inch with the cannon bone. And then he also has a big knot on his knee. Well, I started learning about these shoes. I put them on, and I mean, he was pretty lame when I put them on. And within 3 days, the lameness was gone, and the knot on his knee was down by half.
Really?
And the leg had straightened about ½ inch.
And how old is your horse?
He's 18.
Yeah, so they're
19.
They're close to the same age.
Close to the same age. Ex-training horse.
Yeah.
Same kind of problem.
Yep.
Been jammed, especially on the right front. Same thing. And you can look at Rooster right now, and you can see that things are lining up on that right leg.
Well, we've always noticed, that he's short on that right front, right? And I'm really hoping this helps him. And I think it will. I mean, he looked good walking around the corner there. And you have a different nail that you've put into these shoes.
Yeah, these are copper-coated nails, and it helps with bacteria.
Okay.
And it has an antiseptic property to it, and it just helps the hoof wall stay healthy.
Yeah, that's interesting. So traditionally we would use a nail. What kind of nail?
A regular steel nail.
Yeah.
Well, these are regular steel nails, but they just have a copper coating on them. And it allows the not to rust. It doesn't rust in the foot, and it won't. And rust is a very destroyer of the nail, and after they stand in their manure and urine, it will rust really fast, and it's able to shear those nails off. Okay. With these, not so much.
Well, I think that's good. I'm excited to see how he does and make a little progress and get him back under saddle. He's been pretty much just in the
retirement home.
Yeah, he's just kind of been retired, for a while now, but he's still got a lot of heart to him. He tries, and
that's the best he's walked in years. Yeah.
I've had this horse since he was 2. Gallo de Cielo is his registered name. They call him Rooster.
Look at that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
He's feeling. Well, that's great, Joe. Thank you for the time to explain that to us, and I always find it interesting. It's not very often that we get a new product. And we've been shoeing horses
40 years.